Hello and welcome back. Today is our first question and answer meeting in algebraic structures. So today we're going to talk about this problem that every group of order 3 is an abelian group. So we will going to attack this problem in two different procedures. So first one is more lengthy but more explicit, and second one is a clever one. So first of all, let me talk about how to handle these problems in by first one of that two procedures. So this first one is a lengthy one. So here we go. So suppose G is a group. So here we go. So this is solution. This is the solution procedure 1. Let me write that solution 1. So here we assume that let G be a group. So because G is a group, it must contain G is a group of order 3, so it must contain 3 elements. So we assume that E is our identity element. So E is an identity element and two other elements A and B which are non-identity elements. So here is our identity elements. A is a non-identity element and B is another non-identity element. So what we're going to do now, we're going to write our composition table for this group. So procedure, first procedure. So composition table, table. So here we go. So E, let me write E over here. Here we have the element A. Here we have element B. So E, A, and B. We assume that E is our identity element. So let me write over here. We assume that because G is a group, it must have an identity element. So we assume that E identity element of the group. And obviously A not equals to E is not an identity element, and B is not equals to E. So B is also not an identity element. So because E is an identity element, we know that so E composed with E for each group gives E. E composed with A always give A. E composed with B always gives B. So again, A composed with E, because A is the identity elements, this will gives us A. So B composed with E will gives us B. Now here you can see that here we have an A, here also we have A. So what will be the possible value of A composition A? A composition A. So because this is a group, so after the composition it must be an elements of this group. So A compose, so let me repeat again, because G is a group, then if I compose A with A, this element must be one of the element of this group G. So either, so there is a three possibility, either A compose A will be E, or A, or B. These are the three possibilities for the value of A composed with A. Okay, let's take one by one. So what happens if I take A composed with A equals to E? In this case, we can write, because A composed A equals to A square, so A square equals to E. And we know that from group that if our elements, so A square equals to E. So for a group, if we get a positive integers, which is the least one, so if I get a positive integer, show that A to the power n equals to E, the identity element, then the order of A equals to A. So let me again repeat that. If for an element A, if we get a least positive integer n, show that A to the power n equals to the identity element, then we say that the order of the element A is n over here. So here you can see that A square equals to E and A not equals to E. So 2 is the least positive integers for which A square equals to E. So from there we can write that order of A is 2. Okay, be very careful over here. Now from the application of a Lagrange's theorem, I think you know about the Lagrange's theorem. If you not, just look at my video about the Lagrange's theorem. So Lagrange's theorems, Lagrange's theorems. So we are going to apply Lagrange's theorem. So Lagrange's theorem says that each and every element of a group, so if A is an element of the group G, then order of A must divide the order of the group. So Lagrange's, from the application of a Lagrange's theorem, we can say if A is an element of the group G, then order of the elements divides the order of the group. Now here you can see that order of A is 2, but order of G means the number of elements in the group G. So order of G over here is 3. So order of G over here is 3. So 2 cannot divide 3. So order of A cannot be equals to 2. Because if order of A equals to 2, then this must divide the order of the group. But 2 cannot divide 3. So order of A cannot be equals to 2. So how we get the order of A equals to T? Because we assume that A compose A equals to E. So this possibility is not possible. So this is not a possible value of A compose A. So this is not over here. So let me erase this and let's talk about another possibilities. Okay, so here we go. So next is, suppose A compose A equals to the element A. Now what we know, because G is a group, A must have an inverse element, because remember again, because G is a group, each and every element has an inverse. So A must have an inverse. So what we going to do, we multiply both sides of this equation, something like multiply, not exactly multiply. We're going to take composition A inverse both sides of this equation. So what we get, A composition A inverse composition A. So from there, using the associative property of group, we can write A inverse A compose A equals to the identity element. A inverse compose with A is the identity element. Now A inverse compose with A is the again identity element. So E compose A equals to E. From there, what we get? We get A equals to E. But we assume that A cannot be equals to E. So this possibility is not true. So this is again we go somewhere which is absurd. So A compose A cannot be equals to E. So the only possibility left for us is B only. So A compose with A gives us the value B. Okay. Now what about the A compose with B? So let's talk about that, A compose with B. So this property what we use over here also called the cancellation law. The property over here. So what the property I'm talking about, this property, A compose A equals to E. We just can cancel this A from here and we can write for the case of real number we just write 1. Similarly for the case of group we just write the identity element E. These are the similar type of similar way you can informally think over in this way. So A equal to going to be E. So this is also not possible. So next talk about, so from there now what about the value of A compose? So sorry, I have to erase also this part. Okay, A compose with A. Again A compose with A, because G is a group. A compose B has 3 possibility. Again either it is E, or it is A, or it is B. These are the 3 possibilities for the value of A compose B. Now let's talk about A compose A equals to A. So in this case we again use the cancellation law. We can cancel A from both sides. Also you can do in this way, think about that, because G is a group, A must have an inverse. So A inverse multiply, or just think that taking composition A inverse both sides of this equation we get, and using the associative law we can write in this way. So this will going to be A inverse compose A is the identity elements, because G is a group, the inverse with the elements itself is gives us the value or the identity. So A inverse compose A again gives the identity. So this is identity. So from there we get B equals to identity. But we assume that B is not cannot be equals to identity. So this is not true. So this is not true. So why this is not true? Because we assume that A compose B equals to E. So this is not true. So A compose B cannot be equals to A. The law over here you use that we get the value B equals to E from A compose B equals to A. We can directly write B equals to A. So just only cancel out A and A from both sides and we can write B equals to A. This is called the cancellation law. Cancellation law holds for any group. So from there, so we do not get that A compose B cannot be equals to A. So next talk about what going to happen if I take A compose B equals to B. So let me talk about that. A compose B equals to B. Now again we use the cancellation law. We can just cancel out B from both sides. We can write A equals to identity element, which is again not possible because A cannot be equals to E. So A compose B cannot be equals to B. So you can see that A compose B cannot be equals to A. Also it cannot be equals to B. The only possibility left for us is E. Why the only possibility? Because A compose B must be an element of the group G. So either it have to be E or A or B, and we see that it cannot be A, it cannot be B. So only value for A compose B is E. Now okay, now what happen if I take A B compose with A? So next over here, so again the similar way, B compose with A. So B compose with A gives us the three possible value, either it is E or A or B. Now if B compose A equals to A, again we use the cancellation. So we can cancel B A from both sides. We can write B equals to the identity element, which is not true because B cannot be the identity elements. So this possibility is not true. So B compose A cannot be equals to A. Again, now if I take B compose A equals to B, again we can cancel B from both sides. We can write A equals to the identity element, which is again not true because A cannot be equals to identity element. So the only possibility left for us, B compose A equals to the identity element. So B compose A must be the identity elements. So now the value left, the last one we have for B compose with B. So again we can do like the value of for the A. So we are going to find the B square, which is basically B compose with B. So here we get B compose with B, either it is E or A or B. Now if B compose B equals to E, which means we get B square equals to E. So because B square equals to E and the 2 is the least number for which B square equals to identity elements, so order of the element B is 2. Now we know that order of G equals to 3, and each and every element of a group G for divides the order of the group, but 2 cannot divide the 3. So order of B cannot divide the order of G, which is not possible. So why this is not possible? But we see that the order of B is 2, but we get a contradiction. Why we get a contradiction? Because we assume that B compose with B is E, which is not possible. So this possibility is not true. So next talk about the other possibilities. Okay, so what we going to happen if I take B square or B compose with B equals to B. B compose with B equals to B. Again we use the cancellation. So we can cancel B both sides. We get B equals to E, which is again not true because B not equals to E. You can see from here. So only possibility left for us, B compose with B is A. So you can see that this is our total composition table. Now what is the principal diagonal of this table? So this one is the principal diagonal. Now you can see that the elements around the principal diagonals are symmetric. So here you can A, here we have A, here we have B, we have B, here we have E, and we have E. So because if the elements around the principal diagonal are the same or the symmetric, basically if the elements around the principal diagonal is symmetric, then the group is an abelian group. Also you can see from here that A composed with B, A composed with B gives us the value E, and B composed with A gives us the same value E. So in this way you can see that. Also we can just use this tricks that around the principal diagonal, if the elements are in symmetric, then the group is abelian. So G is an abelian group. G is an abelian group. So you can see that, and also you can see that here we have identity elements, and we can go upper and lower the upper and side direction. So in this direction and in this direction, you can see that the inverse of the element B is A, and inverse again you can go in this direction, and you can go in this direction, and inverse of A is equals to B. So from this table also you can find the inverse of the elements or each elements of the group G, and also you can see that the group is abelian. Now let's talk about the second procedure. By second procedure, this is not a lengthy procedure, but this is very clever procedure from which we can say that group of order 3 is an abelian. So first of all, let me erase this part. Okay, so procedure, second procedure. I think you understand the first procedure. Okay, so here we go. Now solution procedure 2, solution 2. So to solve this problem, now we're going to use two formula. First one is that every group of prime order is cyclic. So we're going to use these two formula. Every group of prime order. So if a group has prime number of elements is prime order is cyclic group, is cyclic. Every group of prime order is cyclic. And second one is every cyclic group is abelian. Every cyclic group is an abelian group, or just abelian. So every cyclic group is abelian. Now we can see that the group is order 3. So 3 is in prime numbers. So group G has some order. So order of G is 3, and 3 is a prime number. So from the first result, this results, because every group of prime order is cyclic, so every group of order 3 is cyclic. So G is a cyclic group. So remember that every group of order 3 is cyclic. Now we know that from the second results, it says that every cyclic group is abelian. So from there you can easily conclude that G is an abelian group. This is a very simple abelian group, but this is a clever way. You have to use this two procedure, 1 and 2. So let me again repeat it again. If a group has 3 elements, then the order of the group is 3, which is a prime numbers. So prime number group is cyclic group. So G is a cyclic group, and we know that every cyclic group is an abelian group. So every group of order 3 is an abelian group. So you can see from here, so every group of prime number is an abelian group. So instead of 3, if it is given that they show that every group of order 5 is abelian, so you can use this formula, that same procedure, we can use this formula. And if it is given that show that every group of order 7 is abelian, we can again use this same formula. So for any prime number group, we can use this formula, and from there we can easily conclude that every group of prime order is cyclic. So thank you for watching. Again we will talk about another Q&A session. We try to do another Q&A session. So till now, stay safe and please come back in my next video. Thank you for watching.